Hey guys, what's going on? Saturday, January 7th, 2012. This is my third video in the Don't Believe the Hype. It's all the Massive PsyOp series. If you haven't seen video number 2, there's a link below. If you haven't seen video number 1, go to the link video 2. And that video in the comments, it will have a link to video number 1. Watch those first. And today I want to talk about Iran. And I want to talk about the false pretense of a U.S. strike on Iran. And I've stated in the past couple of videos in this series that it is my interpretation these days that 95% of the alternative media has been co-opted. They are marginalized, threatened possibly, and they are not distributing adequate information. A lot of it is disinformation, and a lot of it is just outright lies. Video number 1, I outlined what I think about the FEMA camps and how that is all a bunch of bullshit. The second video that I did, I outlined how the planned economic implosion of Europe is not happening. That is a false statement or idea, pretense also. And I want to talk about today and how this phony war with Iran is just a fear mechanism to get into your internal energy source as a human being and to knock you off of your base. Fear is a component that the Illuminati can use. They can actually gain power from that, and that's what the bottom line theme is behind all of this disinformation. And this whole thing about Iran, World War III, plays on people's emotions, it plays on your mind, and it plays on your soul. How long have we heard in our world that there's going to be World War III? I mean, how long? How many generations have people been talking about that? Quite a few, haven't they? That's how much the Illuminati try to get into your soul and to make you fearful. That they got to spread rumors for generation and generation and generation. Well, I'm here to tell you today that this Iran thing, United States strike on Iran, is a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of hype. And it's not going to happen. Let me point out a couple of things, and these are the reasons why I know it's not going to happen. First of all, this Iran or U.S. strike against Iran, the mainstream media and alternative media in the United States have been talking about this for the last couple of years. And the bottom line is this, in this description. If you're going to do something, if you're really going to do something, you don't talk about it for 2 years before you go out and do it. You know what? You do it. Talk, 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 talk. Talk is cheap. 2 years worth of talk, 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 talk. Yeah, you're full of it. And you're nothing. And you know you are. Number 2, Soviet Union has warships in the Gulf, right outside of Iran. And point number 3, China and Russia have stood up collectively and said to the United States, if you mess with Iran, we are going to construe that as a direct assault against both of us. Now, there is no way in the universe that the United States is going to stand up to Russia and China. There is no effing way. Now, I said in a video that I did about a year ago, it's entitled Webbot Baby Webbot, I outlined about 12 or 10 things that happened at the end of 2010 that depicted and showed the new military strength and diversity of the Chinese. For example, one of those points that I talked about was the ICBM that went off of the California coast, off of Catalina at the end of 2010. Remember when that happened? Yeah, it was a Chinese ICBM. And I outlined 10 or 12 different things in that video. If you want to go back into my channel and take a look at it, take a look at it. And I basically came to the conclusion and stated that, look, China is the new world superpower. They are going to be able to stand up and not let the United States military go around the planet and bully everyone. That's what I said at that point in time. Now, from a military standpoint, the Chinese have been quiet up until this point. And the real point that I want to talk about today is the drone, the United States drone, that was not shot down in Iran, but yet was commandeered in Iran. United States drone in Iranian airspace was commandeered by Chinese/Russian technology. And this is what I mean. They did not shoot it down. They did not destroy it. There's a link below. You can see that the drone is in perfect shape. They commandeered it. They pulled that drone out of 20,000 foot elevation in the air, commandeered it, took over the controls of the drone and landed it in Iranian airspace untouched. The only other person that's talking about this right now that has put one and one together is David Wilcock. David Wilcock has been talking about this. He has the same opinion that I do. There was another guy that I found, a military a general or a lieutenant. I actually had a link of the article that he wrote. Can't find the link. The link was disabled. But that is the case, and that's what's happening. And this is the implication of it. If the Chinese and the Russian military can actually pull a drone, and the drone that was actually in their airspace, in the Iranian airspace, was not the average drone. It was a black ops drone. It has never been seen by anyone. There's no news reports on it. It's very, very compact. It has super propulsion systems, technologically speaking. It has very, very advanced avionics. It has very advanced computer systems. It is black ops. This is the kind of stuff that they develop at Area 51. This is the kind of stuff that doesn't get out into the public domain. Heck, the stealth bombers are out there, the F-117 stealth fighter is out in the fucking public press, the Tomahawk cruise missiles. This isn't. This isn't. That's how advanced it is. And the Chinese and the Russians just took it, blink, popped it, pulled it out of the air, landed it in an Iranian airspace. And this is the clincher. They didn't just do it one time. They did it at least twice. They did it to an Israeli drone also. And there could have been more drones that they did it to that just didn't make the public or the alternative media or whatever, didn't make the press, or that people didn't hear about. And it's so important because the Pentagon was freaking out, the military was freaking out, because this is the implication. If the Chinese can actually take a piece of hardware and redirect it and take the controls of it and land it where they want to put it, okay, who's to say that they can't do that to other applications in the United States military arsenal? Who's to say that they can't do it with the YF-23 fighters? Who's to say that they can't commandeer Tomahawk cruise missiles and turn them around and send them back to where they were launched from? Who's to say that they can't take American ICBMs after they're launched, turn them around, and send them right back to the launch pads? That's the whole effing thing right now, is nobody knows. Nobody knows the extent to where this technology ends. They're pulling planes or drones, highly sophisticated drones, out of the air and landing them, taking over the controls and landing them where they want them to go. It's over. That's it. There's no way that the United States or Israel or any of the Illuminati can compete with technology like that. No effing way. And that's it. That is it. You know, the United States has got ships over in, I guess, the Sea of Hormuz or through the Straits of Hormuz or something. That's not to start any confrontation. That's to get people out of Iraq that are leaving Iraq. Because remember, after China and Russia confiscated this drone, what happened a week later? Obama announced the end to the Iraq war. Oh wow, after 10, 11, 12 years, finally, a week or two after this drone got commandeered, Obama's pulling all of the troops out of Iraq, makes a public mainstream media statement, and we're not to think that the drone commandeering and Obama's position about stopping the war in Iraq and bringing everyone home are not connected. They're 100% connected. So, you know what? Rest assured, there's not going to be a third world war. There's not going to be any invasion of Iran. And I don't care what kind of alternative media bullshit that people want to promote, or fake freaking pictures of missile silos being, you know, destroyed, or whatever they want to say. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. So rest assured, there's not going to be any freaking strike in Iran. Period. And that's what I want to talk about today. So, hey, we're starting off this year, and I don't want to hear anybody talk about this damn, oh, the Chinese are going to invade America, oh, the Chinese troops are in Alaska, or the Chinese troops are in Texas, or whatever. That's all bullshit too. Total effing bullshit. You want to know why it's bullshit? Because, look, I want anybody who says that to count the number of Chinese colonies that are outside mainland China. How many colonies are there outside of mainland China? None! 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 They're not aggressive. They don't want colonies outside their mainland. Now, for argument's sake, let's count up how many past and current colonies or extensions of the British Empire there are in the world, or have been. Tens, if not hundreds, multiple hundreds, on and on and on and on and on. Because the British and the Illuminati are marauders, they're barbarians, and the Chinese live by philosophy. That's the difference. That's the difference right there. All right, guys. Yeah, heck of a way to start off 2012, huh? But this is a year when it's all going to happen. So, all right, have a good weekend, and thanks again for listening.